corpsmen, if you have the Marines, as far as the Marines are concerned, if you have a locked on corpsman, your your operational capabilities are pretty much limitless because if they know that they got somebody that's going to take care of them if they go down, they're going to go a lot harder.
And
If
also
they're
someone who could function as well, if not better, than they can. Somebody who can carry his weight with a rifle and whatever needs to be utilized.
Yeah, I always told my guys, like my junior corpsmen, baby docs, if you will, I'd be like, hey man, you guys should try to be bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, at least 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Because these guys are looking at you and they're like, oh, you didn't go through School of Infantry and you didn't go through X and you didn't go through Y. You're just the Navy. It's your job to show them how capable you are as a corpsman. So, your PT and your physical knowledge is probably the factor that bolsters them
Yeah.
to be better warfighters, to know that this guy is physically capable and smart. And it shows that you went through and did all those things to be better for them, and they're going to fight harder for you.
It makes you better. Like I made it a point, maybe because maybe I'm an egomaniac. I don't know. I did not want Marines to see me resting when they were not resting. So if we're doing range movements, like I'm not in any kind of safety Vic, I'm wearing what they're wearing, I'm doing what they're doing. But I also never had anybody at that command fall out due to any kind of heat injury. Because by doing what they were doing, I was seeing how some guys were huffing and puffing or making mistakes or just how tough some stuff was. It shaped what I put in my med bag and what I carried on myself. So by learning how to compete, or I guess that's a civilian way to say it, learning what they do, not just made me better for them, it also increased my know-how, allowed me to treat them better.
Yeah, leading from the front.
Yeah.
Like when I was in my first time going to CAX or Mojave Viper or ITX, whatever they call it now, out in 29 Palms, our company gunner, he was a chief warrant officer. He was in Somalia, Fallujah, Ramadi. Like he did all the
It's a
things,
lot.
and this guy was salt of the earth, like hardcore man. And I get out there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got combat experience." I'm like, "Yes, sir, got combat experience. You know, done a couple things. Just a guy doing a job. And it comes to the end of the day, and it's winter time, or not winter time, but like it's nighttime in the desert, so it gets starting to get a little cold. I just leave my plate carrier on. you know I've
Yeah.
been weeks wearing that thing, a few days out here in 29 Palms on this little field op training scenario. I'll just keep it on. So we're all getting ready to get to our bivouacs, and I get set up, and I'm going to be in leaning up against the truck tire, sleeping upright.
Yeah, yeah.
He sees this and he goes, "You're not laying down?" I was like, "You can't get up as fast if you get all snuggled up in your sleeping bag." And he was like, "Good call, Doc." Keeps his plate carrier on, sits right next to me, and I'm like, "Oh, now we're gonna have a hard man competition to see who can last the longest."
You
So,
can't sleep better sitting up in the plate carrier. It does something.
oh
It's
yeah, 100%. You know, it's like
like a
a
brace.
improvised neck pillow.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
we stayed in our plate carriers, and we just embraced the suck, and like you pretty much showed the junior guys like, hey, we've been here before. We've been on this field before, and this is what it's like in real time. And then you would see more guys wearing it more often, because when you're first getting into those situations where you're training and you're not used to real life application, you make comfort based decisions. You take off your plate carrier, you put it
yeah,
down. You're just like doing trying to maximize your time not wearing your PPE when, the guys that have been there know that we're going to have it on a lot going forward. So you might
Yeah.
as well get used to it.
You said something that reminded me, a lot of people, they don't think about the shock of wearing that kind of thing. You're outside, you're doing range movements, you're doing tactical training, you're in combat boots, you're in head to toe uniform, you're wearing Kevlar. It's a shocking experience for someone to get used to who might otherwise not be used to something like that. It's not easy, let alone wearing a ruck and carrying a med bag or a trauma kit and all that. It's a lot of weight and handling a rifle and
Yeah, handling a loaded rifle, like there's weight. Everything ounces make pounds, and you'll hear that a lot.
out. Yeah, no, Marines. Ounces equal pounds. Pounds equals pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,